It is actually fucking amazing how unbelievably fucking garbage this player base is. And I don't mean that in the sense that they're toxic, but even though most people are pretty toxic as well. And I'm not saying that like I'm any better, but it's just so like the literally since this past Saturday, if you watch Saturday's stream, which is awful, and you really shouldn't, to be if we're being totally honest, but what happened on Saturday literally has extended all the way to today, and almost every single game, it starts off good, but then the fucking donkeys on my team is just like, if we're winning, I guess gotta kill myself for damage, and then like I have had more throws, like more unbelievably, like fucking insane throws in this past week than I have seen in like the past like 6 months. Like, it is actually fucking amazing, and it makes my head spin how so many fucking throws can happen. And it's like, okay, I don't want to say, like, I've gone on about this so many times about this player base being fucking shit. And I'm not going to go off on it again, because it's really just common knowledge at this point, but it is literally making my head hurt that like I think I have like a fucking 30 something percent win rate for this past week just because of how many unbelievable throws that I've seen. But anyway, Marceau and Yugamo, the only two enemy destroyers. That is a full blacklisted division right there, by the way. So that's always fun to see. No carriers, no submarines. So not bad. We actually have, that's a 17-9 Shima. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and add him to the blacklist there as well. I'm also pretty sure he's AFK because he's not moving. So that's icing on the cake. But at least no one else appears to be running an outstandingly dented build that I can immediately see. So, you know, that is a cruiser. The Yugamo is in division with the Venezia and the Montana. And that is a Marceau in my mouth. This is what we call not ideal. Because this Marceau is literally about to just fucking press W at me. So I'm really going to be relying hard on my Minotaur right here. Looks like this Marceau actually fired widespreads at me, which is helpful in that. I'm just trying to keep the smoke screen in between me and this Marceau. And it looks like we're actually gonna somehow get away with this, which we absolutely definitely shouldn't. Although the Marceau absolutely definitely shouldn't have gotten away with that either. But he is basically combat ineffective now. So, you know, all's relatively well that ends well, I guess. The Marceau is going to end up getting away on that sliver of health. I'm also running AFT on this captain, because I think this is actually my Z42 captain that has AFT on it. That I didn't realize that this is what it was, but I guess we're going to work with it. I am interested to know which direction this Wisconsin turned. If he turned out like this, or if he's still bowing on the island there. This cruiser might back all the way out into those torpedoes, but I'm not going to count on it. And that Yugamo's up there. I could go try and maybe deal with that guy. As long as I don't face check a Wisconsin here, which I'm not going to, because he is still right there. And that cruiser's not going to back out into those torpedoes. He's not gonna. He's not gonna hit those. I am gonna launch a follow-up set on him, and I'm going to turn my attention towards this Yugamo. This Yugamo is actually going to be really annoying to deal with, because he is a standard armor destroyer, which means that there's a Marceau in my mouth once again. But the Yugamo has standard 19mm plating, so my 128mm armor piercing is actually a little cringe in the sense that it's not that the 19mm is not enough to arm the armor piercing on this ship. Although the that thing, I think that's one of the new bounty hunt ships that just came out like literally today. And this guy is too well angled to for me to get reliable damage on him with my armor piercing, so I'm gonna have to rely on the HE here, although he is turning. And there is also the risk of the Marceau. There's torpedoes there. I should have shot at the Marceau, honestly, and just traded the little bit of health. But, yeah, it is what it is. Oh, speaking of that Marceau. Well, I really just pretty much swagged that smoke screen, but... Oh, well, that Yugamo is actually sitting in his fucking smoke. Although I'm about to inch straight into that. And they're widespreads too. This is... Okay. Gotta love it when people are rewarded for fucking brain dead play. You fired widespread torpedoes and one of them was still in the perfect fucking spot to hit me there. Which is really fucking annoying. Because I'm gonna be frank, he did not deserve that damage. Because he's a fucking idiot. But, whatever. Can't really do anything about it now. So, we're just going to turn our attention towards this fucking cruiser that's still on the fucking island there. Their entire division of the fucking Dyson, whatever the fuck it's pronounced, the Carl Johan, and the Agir. No, those guys are up there. What division is that? Wait, hold on. Did they just split? Is that... Yeah, they literally just ended up splitting. Okay. But either way, they have pretty much almost all of their remaining forces are bunched up around that little spot there, and they're still absolutely fucking terrified of actually trying to push in. Although the Catalunya is having a go at it now. And what I'm really hoping for is this this Carl Johan to somehow get spotted. Rip to that guy. And the Carl Johan actually ended up turning out and let the fucking Catalunya push in by himself. That is absolutely fucking rich. We're going to keep this this guy spotted here. And our team should be able to kill that. Yep. this, if the fucking Karl Johan actually manages to int into those, that's going to be really funny. It doesn't look like it, though, because, yeah, he's actually, just gonna do that. Alright, we're just going to, farm him here. Although, farming a Karl Johan and a Massachusetts in front of, yeah. In front of, well, just those two in a well, a 1/3 health destroyer is not really a winning play more often than not. There's also the Deezen, actually, who's coming in from the north there, so I'm actually gonna probably have to bail here before too long. Although the Deezen's not showing any actual interest in trying to push in. I'm just going to launch torpedoes at the Massachusetts. Well, actually, never mind. The Deezen just got by the Thunderer, so I guess that guy was low and I didn't see it at first. Now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna use this smoke screen as a smoke curtain now, and we're gonna use it to break the line of sight with this Karl in Massachusetts. Looks like the Karl might eat one of those. Yeah, he does. Spotting is still an issue on the Karl, but it's fine. Karl does have Halan torpedoes, I believe. So, it does not look like that flood stuck. We only have 3 seconds on last puff, and we can see our smoke is dissipating there. So, oh, no, the flood did in fact stick. Never mind. We are out of smoke charges now, which is a little bit unfortunate. Our Thunder is saying learn the game, presumably to either someone who's bitching on the enemy team that's blacklisted, which would be one of those 3 battleships, or well, yeah, it really has to be just one of those 3, or he's just talking shit. Oh, and that Massachusetts is about to have what we call shima problems. Or, never mind, we're just going to win. Unfortunate, but oh well. Oh, the shima got the Massachusetts in the end there, too. That was honestly kind of garbage. But this is... imagine this right here, except in reverse. So just flip these around. This is the games that I've been having. These, like, almost this past week. They are not good. And this was only 13 minutes, though. Okay. I really don't want to push my luck here, but we're gonna do it anyway, because we're gonna live dangerously, and I'm going to fucking cry myself to sleep after this. I absolutely guarantee it. But, you know, I guess some people might find amusement in my suffering and maybe my salt. So we're going to do it. And then we're going to get really, really depressed, because we're going to start off good, and then someone is going to throw, and then that person is going to inspire everyone else on our team to also throw. So, let's see here. No carrier, that's always great. There is a Louisiana, though, so we have a bastard child, which is also not ideal, but not as bad as a full-on carrier. Brisbane and Alaska radars, Rhode Island radar, Yamagiri, Gearing, Lashun, Velos, and a U-4501 to all piss us off. The main things I'm worried about is the Brisbane and those destroyers. Everything else I'm not too stressed about. Rhode Island radar is only 9 kilometers, although it's still going to be annoying. Alaska radar is also 10 kilometers, annoying, but I can deal with it. It's really these destroyers that are going to be the most problem, because all of them outspot me, and the gearing, I think, is the only ship that can arm my armor piercing, and that's only on like a small 21 millimeter section of belt. So the Lushoon might actually be able to eat some armor piercing damage as well, just because of how fucking huge the hull is. It is a Neustrashimi hull, which is also known for not handling particularly well as just being a rather thick hull for a destroyer. So the plating itself is not super thick. I think it's standard. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's standard 19 millimeter plating. So arming the armor piercing might be problematic still, but if the armor piercing is able to arm, it's less likely to overpen just because of how big the Lushoon's hull is. So we're gonna work with that for now. I really don't want to fucking go in front of this island here. I was really hoping that the Baleo would be like somewhere out here maybe. So that way if I were to have to smoke up, like let's say we spot the Lushoon or the Velos. Oh, there's the Lushoon. So that Lushoon is basically going to be a non-factor this game, at least for the time being, because this guy, as soon as he opened fire, pretty much shows us that he is not interested in actually trying to contribute to the state of the game, and all he wants to do is farm damage. So that's going to be helpful for us. That Iowa is going to turn out. There's also almost definitely about to be a destroyer in our mouths. You did manage to pick up the buff uncontested. And there's the gearing. Who did actually get spotted by the fucking Azuma there. But Iowa did not end up fucking turning out like I was originally anticipating that he would. That gearing did actually eat a lot of damage during that. So we're actually going to try and get this finish on him here. What the fuck was that? The Brisbane actually went down, which is helpful. Uh, 300 damage, is that good? Looks like we're about to maybe at least hit a couple of those, which would be nice. Okay, there's really not a whole lot left out here at this moment. Do manage to hit that Iowa with a couple. And that flood is currently sticking. Here's a fire. That's going to fucking hurt. Not too bad. Rhode Island is about to push in here, though, and he has 9-kilometer radar that we're gonna have to deal with. Iowa went dark. Or, no, he didn't. We're gonna try and get this finish on the Iowa here. Or the Wisconsin's gonna do it. That's fine as well. As long as he dies and I don't, we're pretty much good. The Alaska and the Montana are out there in the middle of bumblefuck nowhere. That Rhode Island is using his radar right now, because that Sherman is being detected in his smoke. Looks like the Rhode Island might actually int into the, no, he didn't int into the Sherman torps. We are being detected right now. Although we were. I want to say that that was by the, Rhode Island, just because he was spotting us over that little, like, nook right there. I think is the most plausible, idea of what just happened there and how we were detected. We're even on ships right now, which is fine. We have some pretty important kills for our team right now. We killed the Brisbane, which is annoying. We killed 2 destroyers, and the Iowa was just kind of free, I guess. I really want to try and pick up that reload buff. And I'm going to do something super aggressive in order to do it. I actually really shouldn't have turned in right here, because this Rhode Island's going to accelerate, and he does run a pretty substantial risk of detecting us. Our poison actually is AFK now that somebody mentions it. So now we're actually down 2 ships, because one of our remaining ships is fucking AFK. Oh, that's annoying. We do at least have the Vermont here. The Alaska's not low, but there is still a Des Moines over there. A pretty healthy Des Moines at that, who should hopefully be able to deal with to help deal with that. I know Rhode Island has like really small caliber guns for a battleship, but he just shot HE at a Vermont. Although honestly, I think our Dalarna, our Vermont's probably honestly in trouble here, because he is flat broadside to the fucking Rhode Island. And there's an Alaska that's about to push right here. So this right here, this is where things are about to all start fucking falling apart. Just you fucking watch. The Vermont's about to die. There's an Alaska in my mouth. Although the Alaska did not actually keep pushing around, which is honestly surprising to me. I really thought he would have. But of course, the fucking Vermont just died. We did end up at least trading the Lushun. The Preussen is actually not AFK. He's just really fucking bad at the game. Once again, we're even on ships. And we're going to be able to pick up this last health buff right here. Or not health buff, but the regen buff. And I think what our best play right now is going to be is really just try and occupy this Alaska. And, well, we could... I actually think our play is going to be trying to focus out this Alaska, because this Alaska is really the main contender to be a threat to step into and reset and contest our progress of capping the this middle cap here. I don't think that these torpedoes are going to hit unless the Alaska turns out, which he is in fact doing over there. These actually might be good if he can just turn a little bit broadside, a little bit more broadside, and greed for that back turret. Does not actually look like it's going to, but he still managed to hit one, and it did disable his engine. There's the Alaska radar. He's not even shooting at us. which is very kind of him, considering the motherfucker. Okay. Honestly, not that bad. I was expecting that to hurt a lot worse than it did, to be honest. The U-4501, I could be a. We're actually still being spotted, despite the Montana and Louisiana both being out of range. So there is still a Yamagiri around here who is up north right now. But he is not interested in actually trying to cap or contest right here. Yeah, that Yamagiri is like around where the Montana is, or he's like somewhere in like this area right here, based on where those torpedoes are coming from. But it's oh, never mind, he's right there. Alright, we're about to rush this guy, and we're going to use the Yamagiri's own smoke, or try to use his own smoke, to block the line of sight with the Montana. Although as soon as this Yamagiri dies, I think we're going to win regardless. What the fuck was that? And there we go. And now we're 20 seconds to win. So now we're just going to farm this broadside Montana for a few seconds. And that's gonna be game. We would like to thank that Yamagiri for laying us a very generous smoke. It was a bit of a shame that we weren't able to farm that Montana a little bit more, but, you know, it is what it is. Nowhere near as exciting as the first game, but at very least, I'll take the fucking win over anything else at this point, so, you know, we'll take it. The Libertard who sat bow in and got torpedoed by a fucking 4501. That was amusing. He actually placed lower than the Azuma who got first blooded. And the Sherman as well. That is legitimately fucking embarrassing. Yeah, okay. So, I am going to end this one here. I'm honestly not as salty as I was expecting to be by the end of this. But that is going to be enough World of Warships for today. And I'll see you on stream tomorrow.